Hello, my lovely Gemini. How you doing? Welcome to your Astroflower reading for the month of April. I've done the collective reading as well, which is amazing. I love doing those collective readings, and wow, what a month of April we've got coming up for us. Should really go and have a look at that. You'll find that on our channel. I'll see you there over this one, but let's just see what's going on with you in April. Thank you very much for supporting this channel and being with this channel. As we grow, you grow. That's the way it goes. Overall energies here, and we got the karmic message here and here. It's for your relationship side and for your financial side. This is going to be week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, basically. Also, we're going to combine it with the influence from the universe, influence from your past self, future self, and the overall outcome. Relationship side, financial side. Okay, so without further ado, let's just go in here and see how you connect to this new logical revolution, basically. The revolution of logic is what is happening. That's the card that wants to come out. Your dreams and aspirations. This month here is, so we're moving into between Aries and Taurus season. I'll get there in a minute. So we're coming into autumn period here. And maybe you should be concentrating on your dreams and aspirations this month here. Looking forward. But as you look forward, calculating where you've been and what you want to be doing in the coming year after your birthday. Which is obviously between April and May, basically. Or was it May? No, May and June, sorry. So it's coming into that autumn period and assessing what you've been doing in the past. So these are the sort of ideas that will be coming to the surface at the moment for you in this month. It's also sort of finishing off your dreams and aspirations of what you've already been started in the past year. Let's see what's going on your relationship side. Your karmic message here is in regards to relationships or emotions. It's a case of 9 of Pentacles. So it's seizing on the fruit, so enjoying the moment, I think, more than anything else, or enjoying that sort of connection that you've been nurturing maybe with people that are around you. And it could be your partner, it could be your friends, your community, anyone that's sort of around you, really, any sort of form of relationships. Now, the way in which you should be approaching relationships, imagine that they are a fruit, the relationship, not the other person. Well, you could imagine the other person's a fruit if you want to, but it's more sort of down to the relationships, basically, and seeing how how it's very fruitful, the relationships that are around you, and how they can sort of also, create a lot within you, and how you can create a lot within them. So the first week of April, you may be, we're coming into that now. First week of April, you may feel like, it's you're still carrying a lot from the past. Obviously, you might have had a lot going on over the past sort of like 3 or 4 months. Certainly over the last month more than anything else. A lot of rearranging, repositioning, redirecting. I think it started back in the eclipse season in October, November of 2022, and is now sort of comes to fruition at this moment now, because you've got like the next set of eclipses that are coming through. So maybe it's a case that you're maybe carrying a little bit too much, and you need to be a little bit lighter and happy-go-lucky with your relationships. And in the first week, you may realize that in accordance to what is going on around you, basically. Let's see what's going on in week 2 for you. Temperance. Now, Temperance is very similar to the Star card in a way. The Star card is obviously they're putting down their emotions on into future things, into the lake and onto the land. This is creating fertile land opportunities for you with that card there. You've got those 2 cups as well, which is all to do with love, eternal love, love maybe with yourself and of who you are, but also with someone else. But also, this is passing the water between the 2 cups. So it might be a case that in the first week you may have been carrying a lot with you, and now it's a question where you've you're sort of umming and ahhing in a way. It's more sort of, it talks about a card of, you know, of patience and stuff like that. But also, I think here with this Nine of Pentacles, it's almost, it's as if it's like this time of waiting or time of patience is coming to an end, and realizing in the first week that you might be just carrying a little bit too much on your shoulders in regards to your relationships and your emotions. And in the second week, it's a case of saying, okay, how can I adjust this? And how can I engage myself in the relationships around me in order to get to a really happy place? Because that's where you're going to be going by the looks of things. And in the second week here is not trying to push things on too quickly, or knowing when to push and when not to push, basically. As I say, you're in your autumn as well. So it could be a case of sort of assessing what you want to be doing next year and stuff like that. And you might have to be patient a little bit for your dreams and aspirations. The Hermit card. Now, a lot of people have had the Hermit card. The Hermit card is basically what the Hermit has gone through. That 10 of Wands. It's accumulated a lot of things in life. It's a dark side of, you know, dark night of the soul in a way, where you've been examining yourself a lot over the past, and it's examining the past year. This is what this autumn, as I was telling you, is all about. But the other thing with the Hermit card is that they know their dreams and aspirations now. That Star card is in that lantern. So you're starting to seize, by the third week, you're starting to seize on the moment, and starting to realize that you want to move on. You want to move on to the next level. And you're going to start that path. And that path doesn't necessarily mean physically doing things. It could also mean realizing that path and kind of going, now, how do I express it from within me to the outside world? And that by the third week. So these are transitional weeks, because in the collective reading, the 11th through to the 21st of April, there was a lot going on in the world, or there is going to be a lot going on in the world, and it's going to change the way people interact with other people around them. It changes the logic, basically, of our connections with other people. And as we change those logics with other people, all of a sudden, you know, the way in which we do things, our evident path will change. And this is where you can start almost realizing it within you and putting things into place, starting the journey ever so slowly, as it were, and going towards the 10 of Pentacles. Absolute abundance of love, abundance of connections with other people. And it is a slow process through this month for you. It's a transitional process for this month in regards to your relationships. I think there's a lot of realizations that come out within you. We're going to pull some sort of like some cards in order to get the bit of clarification on this. But it seems like you're going to be letting go of a lot. You know, that 10 of Swords is 10 of Wands. He's carrying a lot of wands with him. But by the end of it, after being a little bit patient of carrying too much, all of a sudden the Hermit is only carrying one staff. He's a little bit like the King of Wands, of really sort of getting hold of their passions and following their dreams and aspirations, allowing your dreams and aspirations, that Star card, to be your guide as you go forward. Let's just see what's going on your material side of life. What's the karmic message here? Nurturing, and it's nurturing your future. This is what it's all about. Nurturing those sort of plans of what you want to be doing in the coming year, working out what you've been doing over the past year, what worked, what didn't work. Just see all of those aspects of all of that, and then start applying it to what you would like to achieve in the coming year. And you've got to nurture those plans as you go forward. You've got to understand them within you before you can start manifesting them in the world around you. And on the first week, we have Lovers. So you're you are falling in love with yourself. I think you're falling in love with the contentment of what you're doing, who you are, where you're going, what sort of job you're going to be doing, what sort of business you're going to be doing, how you're sort of progressing your life. The Knight of Pentacles wants to come out as well. I'm not taking it for there because I hadn't actually gotten to that, but the Knight of Pentacles is talking about a long-term plan, is working towards a long-term plan. Lovers can obviously be meeting someone who is your partner or your future partner. Could be actually going into business with someone that you love. But it's talking about the long-term plan for you, basically. That's what it's sort of saying here. And it's connecting for the long term, falling in love with what you want to do, basically. And that's what you've got to realize in this first week. In the second week, you got the Page of Swords, all those beautiful ideas now bubbling through you as you're working out your future plans and goals, basically. Your star card, that's what you're working out this week and making it shine within you. And that Page of Swords has got that childlike sort of energy that can almost do anything once you put your mind to it. And once those ideas start flowing into you, this is what the Page of Swords is all about, of being very quick mentally, which you're very good at, and putting down that sort of process of going from A to B to Z, basically, and progressing from the beginning right through to the end. And the second week here is going to provide a lot of ideas. It could be that sort of pause you have in that second week. This is going from the 7th through to the 14th. And you're moving into that sort of transitional period which is going on in the world around you, which we've seen in the collective. And then we've got the Ace of Cups as well. This is a really nice reading, actually, Gemini, with the Death card at the bottom. So it's the new cycle that's coming through. And this Ace of Cups is, as I say, we're going to be clarifying with other cards. I'm just trying to work out whether the Ace of Cups is an offering that's coming from you or coming from the outside. I think it's mutable, like yourself. It's like, yeah, it's mutable. Yeah, mutable. Yeah, is the word. So it's sort of like, it's almost as like you're meeting the universe or you're meeting the world around you, this is the sort of thing that's driving you on. The universe, as you start engaging with your dreams and your heart's desires, then all of a sudden the world or the universe is going to match you for it. And it's got to come from the heart. It's got to be, I think this year here is a year for you to be doing the things that you really want to do, basically, Gemini. Let's see what the overall outcome is. The 6 of Cups. It could well be, and there's lots of cups on this side as well. Major Arcana on that side. But here in the 6 of Cups, they say it's sort of like, someone coming back from the past. But I don't think it's that in this regard here. I think it's more of a case of you're unifying the past and how you can put your past into the future, how you're progressing into your future. And this is a logical progression. This is all to do with that logical revolution that we're going through on a collective. And as we go through this logical revolution, it's or evolution, if you like, it's applying the good things of your past and letting go of the stuff that just didn't work. And by the end of April, as we're coming into May, so we're coming closer to your birthday season now, as we come to the end of April, I think you're going to start really realizing within you where you should be going, what that star card is all about. This month here is all about knowing about your dreams and aspirations and where you're going from. Let's just see if there's any clarifications what we can get from this. Let's just see what's going on with that overall energies there with that star card. The Ace of Pentacles, it's all about starting that journey, planting those seeds for a brighter future. It is a bit of a victory as well. And I think the victory comes from the idea of realizing what you want. realizing what floats your boat, what ticks your boxes, as it were. Yeah, the overall energy is sort of saying to you, look at this, look at these opportunities that you can plant for yourself, that you can manifest for your future. Let's just see what's going on with that Nine of Pentacles, that joyous energy and the fruitful futures. We got the Two of Cups. I think it's sort of like streamlining yourself so you're ready to fall in love. It could well be of, if you're in a couple already, it's where your couple gets to a level that is really, really beautiful, really harmonious, saying goodbye to any torturous energies that you had from before. And going towards that, going towards those dreams and aspirations, going through a little bit of the dark night of the soul and understanding where you should be going and what you should be doing, connecting with the, with people that are around you. It's obviously, it's a case of falling in love with yourself first before you fall in love with someone else, but it is combining two forces in a very harmonious sort of state. Carrying too much. You might be carrying too much because you didn't know the answers. That's what I think this is what this is all about. And I think this first week here, I think there's going to be a bit of a realization about how you've just been maybe too nice. How you've been, you haven't applied your love in life. And that's what you've got to be doing with the karmic mission there. With the moon card there, it's all to do with cycles as well. It's all to do with that autumn period that I've been talking about, exposing the things that are unseen and realizing that you've been carrying too much. Then we got the Page of Wands. So it's nice to get a bit of balance here between the two pages as you go through that transition with everybody else, which we saw in the collective reading between the 11th and the 21st of May. So this is going between the 7th and the 14th. So it's getting in touch with your ambitions, getting in touch with learning about your ambitions, start applying them in the world and seeing how wonderful, exciting they can be. It's that childlike energy again that comes up, that learning process, learning about your patience. Why have you been patient? In order for your dreams, goals and aspirations to come to the surface, and exploring how you play with your passions, basically. And then we got the Ace of Cups, which is mirroring this side as well. This is really nice. So we got the double Ace of Cups here, and we got the Two of Cups at the bottom. There is a like a regression into, or distilling of your energies into a position where your heart is going to be fulfilled. And that's what it seems like. You seems like that's what you're teeing up within you in this transitional month, as we go into the logical revolution. And once you realize those heart's desires, that's what you're putting into that lantern in the Hermit. Okay, let's just see what we've got for that Ten of Pentacles. It's almost as if it's like a healing sort of process. Knight of Wands. Did that not come out earlier on? Knight of Wands? No. Okay. Yeah, Knight of Wands. So it's moving on and moving towards abundance, but abundance of love. It's sort of like in the right position in regards to your physical world that is around you. The dreams and aspirations that you've been looking for are now going to be figuring in front of you, and that's going to give you that sort of that rhythm, that passion to actually go after what you know is inside you. Let's just see what's going on your material side in regards to your job. Five of Wands with the Seven of Pentacles. This is nurturing your best side. I don't think it's necessarily conflict because it's on your karmic path. I think it's a case of learning about how you control your passions in order to nurture the best situation for you in regards to your job, your business and your projects. And yeah, falling in love with yourself, being the best example of who you are, basically. Then we got the Five of Swords, which is on top of the Lovers. And I think five, so we got two fives here, very transitional. The Five of Swords is about walking away from conflicts that doesn't really serve you. It could also be a little bit being, bloody minded. I don't know if you say that in America and Australia, but it's being sort of like, or Canada or India or anywhere else in the world, mind you. But it's being, you can be a little bit blinkered in this first week. But I'm not sure. I don't feel that it's that. I feel it's much more of a case of walking away from conflicts, walking towards a situation which you fall in love with in regards to your job, your business and stuff like that. And it may mean walking away from conflictual conversations or conflictual situations that you don't need to win. Sometimes it's better to just say to someone, yeah, no problem. Yeah, you're right. I'm off. Because you haven't got time to waste. So, you're going to leave someone by kind of going, yeah, won it. And kind of going, what have you won? I'm gone. I'm out of here. So, it's if you want to fall in love with what you're doing in life, in the material world, you've got to walk away from the things that are conflictual. With the Page of Swords, those new ideas and everything like that, I feel this week here, between the 14th between the 7th and the 14th, is a case of it's almost like a real week of reflection here. You've got the Temperance card there, which is a bit pause, lots of ideas coming in. You've got those ideas coming in on your financial side. And also you've got the Six of Swords, which is a lovely progression because we've got the 5, now the 6. So you're actually progressing to where you should be going. And your guides and your past self are actually bringing you to that. So it might be a case of ideas that are coming up through you that you might have had years and years and years ago, which could tie into the Six of Cups there, which are coming up to the surface. And it's also about your guides that are trying to take you to your higher self and your better self by sort of like being patient in the situation, and also just examining all the ideas whilst you're sitting in that boat and your guides are taking you across. It's going to give you time to reflect on where you want to be going. Let's just see what's going on with this Ace of Cups here. We got the Two of Swords. Choices to be made. And what was I saying about you're in your autumn period? Making a choice about what you've been doing in the past, what you want to be doing in the future. You can manifest what you want, as I said earlier on. And the Two of Swords here, there's decisions to be made. And I think it's how you, as I said earlier on, I was trying to feel whether that was you giving out the Ace of Cups or the Ace of Cups that was coming to you. And I think it's a meeting of the two. That's why you've got these two Ace of Cups up here. I think it's more, I feel it's more sort of a case of, you want to see where your heart's desires fits within the job, the business and the projects that you do around you. And you've got to make decisions on this. And making decisions on this may be a case of walking away from something that is in the past, which we can see in the Six of Cups. Let's just see what's going on with that Six of Cups. Let's see if there's any, what sort of clarification we can get out of this. New cycle, Wheel of Fortunes, things start changing in your favour because you've done that work, basically, Gemini. I've noticed that you've done a lot in the past, and you've been working really hard on yourself over the last 8 months at least, I would say. And I would say literally last year. This last year, you've done a lot of work on yourself. They've done a lot of transition. And finally, the wheel is turning in your favour because you're taking control of your future by the looks of things and applying yourself in your life in a very logical, in a very evident way. In reality, there is no choices here. In this section here, there is no choices. It's just evident what you should be doing. And that's what you should be following. It doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be the easiest, but you're certainly going to have to make that conscious position or create that conscious position in order for you to start walking forward to where you should be going. Thank you very much for supporting this channel, for being here. I really hope it's you enjoyed the reading and it helps you out. And showing your support for this channel is one way of recognizing that, and I thank you for that, and I thank you for being here, lovely Gemini. I will see you over the weekend for your chakra and aura reading, where that will be for the weekly, and we will be pulling a few cards on that as well. In the meantime, don't forget, life should be fun, so please do enjoy.